Well, good morning. As Ray Stagix said, a beautiful, it depends on what you think is beautiful, but a beautiful end of the week, end of the summer. Coming this week as temperatures will go down into the, in some cases, the uppers like 69, 70, 72, 75, all week long. That's what we're going to be dealing with. Good morning, Davey. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Well,
so far,
your Yankees avoided breaking some big records last night.
yeah, they're 1-8 now, 2-8 against Boston this year.
So
They haven't been playing very good ball.
Yeah, well, listen, it's the way it is now. It almost seems like if you can just get into the playoffs, that's all that really matters. We'll see. At least that's what I'm telling myself as a Mets fan.
Big series for the Mets.
Problem is they came in against a red hot Atlanta Braves and they shut them down. Almost beat them yesterday. It's a shame they didn't have the bats going to be able to explode to victory. And then and then of course Philadelphia wins just in the perfect spots. So Philly winning and now is 7 games up on the Mets.
Is this game at Citi Field, this 3-game series, or is it in Philly?
I believe it's Citi Field. Yeah, I think they're home.
So the Mets and Yankees,
because they went 3-3 on their 3-3 on their road trip.
So the Mets and Yankees are both in town for the next 3 days.
Yes, it's interesting how that normally doesn't happen, but it is.
Well, the Yankees have the Nationals tonight for 3. Then they have the Houston Astros over the weekend, and then they go to Detroit.
Yeah. Wayne, I will try, but I also want to tell you, Wayne, I had to drive out to the casino over the weekend, and that back road that goes into the turning stone, that you take a left at VVS, and then you take a right if you're coming from Route 5.
I call it the road of craters.
Okay, it is. However, they filled it in with a bunch of crushed stone. So they must have heard you, Wayne. Once again, Wayne saves the day. Wayne saves the day. Deeds this morning asking, are you watching Hard Knocks with the Bills? I have not seen any of it yet. I can't believe it. I haven't seen it. But, boy, I cannot wait for that Lifetime Christmas special to come out. Give me a break.
As I just rolled my eyes.
Believe me, I'm rolling my eyes.
You know, they were filming Hard Knocks the first day I went to Bill's
I got to check it out.
I checked out the first episode.
I've just been, there's been so much going on. It dawned on me listening to Tanya Powers on the Hurricane Katrina. We really haven't had a hurricane yet this year that's made any the one that just came through was a doozy, but it really didn't hit and cause it certainly caused a little damage, but not the type of damage that hurricanes can cause. And they were predicting a really bad hurricane season, and we're not seeing that. However, we've had a year of natural disasters, haven't we, in places like here that you normally wouldn't expect it. Well,
they got a little bit of storm damage at the New York State Fair yesterday.
They actually had to shut down the entrance gate for a little while, and then they opened it back up.
I'm not making fun of anybody or going up in uproar or anything.
No uproars here.
But I was checking out social media yesterday after these storms because there was a big wrestling pay-per-view yesterday that I was involved in.
Yeah. So, you were involved in it?
Yeah. Well, I was involved in watching it.
I
wasn't intentionally involved in it. I didn't take part in
either wrestling or handling the broadcast.
No. So I had to laugh. People were saying, are the gates going to be open? Because I want to see Busta Rhymes.
All right, Busta Rhymes. And who else was there? There were 2 big shows last
they moved
night.
the other show from 6 to 6:30.
Yeah, other than that,
98 degrees, I believe, there tonight.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. It was hot yesterday. Even though it wasn't as hot, it was muggy and it felt hot. And then the storms blew through and it kind of cooled off. Manaski is our guest host in here this morning. Good morning, Jeff Manaski.
Good morning. So I was talking to somebody this weekend because I was caught off guard. I saw, I'm going to say it wrong, Leonard Skinnard.
Leonard. Well, Leonard. It's always pronounced. I've always pronounced it Leonard Skinner.
So if
And then we had to kind of change it when a legendary DJ that we worked with once went on the air and was talking about how he thought Leonard was such a great guy, and it was sad that he was taken so early. There is no Leonard Skinner. That's just the name of the band. There's no guy named Leonard.
So,
And he went on and on, and he was a classic rock expert.
that's funny.
Yeah.
And
even you know that's not the case.
I know that's funny, even me. So isn't the story, I want to say I started watching a documentary on them, and it had to do with a high school gym teacher was the inspiration for the name?
I believe so, yeah.
So anyway.
Who I think is the, maybe the guy that actually was Leonard. I don't know. I don't remember the full story. But I know that there is no Leonard Skinner in the band.
So, and are there any original band members left?
I do not believe any of the band members who are currently in Leonard Skinner are original. Now, I think there's a brother, maybe. Is that right? Like a brother? But as for original members, no.
So I text Angelo. I text Angelo, and I said, let's go out to the State Fair Thursday night. And they're playing. And I said, that's kind of in your wheelhouse, isn't it? Because when I looked at the musical acts, there wasn't really anything, I guess I would say, that was in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes, not going to do it for you.
No. Busta Rhymes would do it for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up on some Busta Rhymes. But, 98 Degrees. I also saw they had, I got fooled. Oh, it was... the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I got fooled too. I think Deeds in New Hartford who corrected me and said, that's not the Red Hot. I thought, wow, they got the Red Hot Chili
That's what I thought. I said, let's go Wednesday.
Let's go and burn down the fair. If you remember, Red Hot Chili Peppers were performing Woodstock '99 when the fires broke out.
So
it was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So not to get too far off the beaten path, the Pipers, yeah. Leonard Skinner is performing, but I said that to Angelo, and he goes, it's like a cover band. It's none of the original band members are in there.
No, there are none. There are none.
Didn't the State Fair go through a stretch where they had like huge names that were performing for free?
It used to be. Well, not for free. Remember, they had the grandstand at the fair, and there you would see acts like Taylor,
Carrie Underwood,
maybe a Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson was there. Kenny Rogers was there. You saw big acts that performed, and I don't know how many people they could put in. That was part of the problem. Now they have the amphitheater, and they're still doing shows like the other night on opening night or on Saturday night. It was Friday night, Saturday night, whatever night. They had a big act at the amphitheater.
They had Thomas Rhett on the other night when you were coming back from Buffalo.
I was coming back from Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. I know a couple of people who went to that.
So, they still are able to do that, but not like the lineup they used to have, I really feel was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And
well,
you remember they were doing
free. This is all free.
Go ahead, Jeff.
That was the year they were doing remember they were doing a daily drop. We were talking about, it was right after COVID, how good of a job they did, because every day the State Fair was in the news because they'd go, they just signed, or tickets are now available.
Well,
it was like every day there was some concert announcement.
I got to tell you, they still kind of did that this year with the acts that were coming that were going to be free.
They got 42,000 for Jesse Murphy the other night.
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I know. They got what?
They got 42,000 people for Jesse Murphy the other night. A up-and-comer young lady.
Yeah, it's
very
big.
Attractive. Third largest crowd since Megan Maroney and Lainey Wilson.
Now, do you think she's attractive?
I kind of like her.
You do? Okay. Is she like Sweeney attractive, or?
Not
she have
Sydney
good
Sweeney.
genes?
She's
No?
very attractive.
Okay. All right. Can I just tell you, I think the Republicans need to take a very, very hard look into the mirror And this argument over the Cracker Barrel logo is as stupid as Democrats going out and swearing on purpose to look tough. It is ridiculously stupid. The company is a company that, I mean, you're Republican, for God's sakes. Act like it. It's a company. They own their own company, and they decided to change their logo. Who cares? I'm not going anymore because the logo is changed. Where's the old man in the barrel? Where's the old man in the barrel? This is ridiculous. This world is coming to. This is just ridiculous. Are you kidding me? I mean, you got real there are real things going on in the world, and you're arguing over the old man with the barrel. It's just. We'll talk more about it. Okay. It's just the dumbest argument, and I will say the Democrats going out and purposely swearing and getting in fights in order to make it look like they're tough too, also ridiculously stupid. The dumbest strategy I think I've ever seen politically in my life. But this argument over come on, man, act like an adult. This logo problem. Everything has gone woke now. They've changed their logo. Oh, Lord. Let me go to Ryan Schmelz, who will never walk into a Cracker Barrel ever again, no matter how high that sign goes on the throughway. Ryan Schmelz, good morning.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think it looks like I get the place to myself right now.
I think you know what? That's not a bad. They have really good catfish strips. You can and
they also have fried pickles.
And those fried pickles are good.
They have one of the best menus ever for a chain restaurant.
They do. I mean, I could see it. They're like, we're changing the entire recipe. We're going completely vegetarian.
All right. That would be
worth a fight. But they've changed the logo. They've gotten rid of the man in the barrel.
What if the pirate? Is it a pirate?
I think he's just an old guy.
Oh, what if they gave him an earring? What if he was?
or put on a rainbow headband. I mean,
yes,
yeah, I could see that. But this, I don't know. This is foolish. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, I was gonna say, do we even know the reasoning for why they changed the logo? I think everyone's kind of making this one assumption, one way or the other. It could just be that they made a really bad decision and there was no politics attached to it. They just screwed up.
At least when Coke made their mistake of going with new Coke and getting rid of the original recipe. At least that was just bad business, bad decision making.
Yeah. And
when people were complaining about that, it was because the product had changed. Like you weren't getting your regular Coke anymore. I think from what I was reading, and I haven't read that deeply into it, they were just streamlining the logo. All I can tell you is those giant signs along 95 or any highway, big route that goes state to state. You see a ton of Cracker Barrels, and my wife loves that place.
I don't think I've ever been to a Cracker Barrel.
I'm not a big fan of
you're missing
fried
out.
chicken and mashed potatoes. Yeah. But Ryan loves it.
There's other things.
There are. That's true. Maybe my problem is there wasn't a bar, and my wife would be like, "Hello, we're traveling. We're traveling. You don't need a bar."
Oh, that's funny.
Although I think that's changed now. I think they may have alcoholic beverages.
Last time I was there, I don't remember there being booze.
Yeah, so. It's probably smart.
Bill recommends the Grey Goose vodka.
That's right.
Compliments to the bartender.
The Grey Goose flavored fried chicken is something to be.
It is.
All right. We have like a minute. The battling over redistricting, Texas versus California. Where do we stand going into this Labor Day week?
Right. So the next steps in Texas is probably going to see Democrats challenging this legally and try to get the court to throw out the new maps, which has been successful, as you guys know, in New York and some states like Maryland. But then in California, they're putting this thing on the ballot. And essentially, it'll be up to the voters to decide if they want to get rid of the nonpartisan redistricting commission. And I'm telling you, there are Republicans who think this is a huge political risk for the California Democrats because they think that the polling is on their side with this. But we'll have to wait and see.
It is interesting. It's probably the right way to do it, but the wrong way to do it if you want to win politically. This could be, you're right, this could really be a disaster. And I know we've probably reached all of your time And isn't it kind of ironic that I think the dumbest thing for even a talk show host to be talking about is the Cracker Barrel logo? And what did we just waste 5 minutes on? The Cracker Barrel logo.
It's everyone's talking about it, so we had to wait.
We had to do it. All right, Ryan, you have a wonderful day. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Sounds good. See ya.
All right, Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. And in Rome, and listen, it's not often that me and Ann agree. Good morning, Bill. I agree with you about the Dems and Republicans. They all need to let it go. Yeah, I like the Disney song. Although that song annoys me. What else?
Speaking of a rebrand, I came across something. I guess I was somewhat aware, but I hadn't seen the actual rebrand. But do you remember it was Uncle Ben's rice?
Yeah.
And then now they got rid of it.
Well, I think that stuff is now, I guess, I like it when it was racist. Back in the good old days.
Well, why was it racist?
Well, apparently it was determined. I can't get into it because I really didn't follow it. All I know is Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben apparently never made really all that much money, but they were used as the iconic figures leading the brand, and they really never made much money off the whole thing. So they're saying that it was created at a time when you could use black people that way without paying them for, I don't know. I don't know. Now Uncle Ben's rice has no Uncle Ben.
No.
Is he still there?
That's the thing. That's what caught me off guard. I was actually
maybe Uncle Ben. I'll look into this.
It's Ben's Spanish rice with the same guy on it.
I'm going to look into this.
He's just not Uncle Ben anymore.
There may be a reason.
He's neighbor Ben.
There may be a reason for that, and I want to look into it. I do think that Aunt Jemima was really pissed because they said they made me look like a bottle. I had no figure. It was terrible. All these people grabbing my bottle body. It was just terrible. It was just awful thinking about it. I don't know about that one either, but I'll look into both of them.
Do you mean the actual Aunt Jemima was more curvy?
I had better curves than that bottle did. Let me break. We have news. It is Monday morning, and what a weekend! What a week! I'm really looking for like Pacific Ocean this week. Cool, calm waters. Just an easy week. I don't think you have any idea what my week was like last week. Oh boy,
I don't. Obviously,
I'll fill you in. And how it all ended. I'll do a quick recap on that. I also had my cancer checkup, if you will, and I'll get into that just a little bit because it's all good for the most part. All good. Stand by. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. New York State police officials have identified the 5 people who lost their lives last Friday in a tour bus crash. 1 person was from India, 3 from New Jersey, and 1 from Columbia University, a student from China. Investigators are asking the public to submit information or dash cam footage of the crash with the bus coming from Niagara Falls. The information can be submitted to New York State Police. Utica police have made a unique arrest regarding an 11-year-old boy involved in multiple felonies and misdemeanors in the city. Police arrested the boy's mother, 36-year-old Nurtil Mohammed of Utica, on charges of endangering the welfare and failure to exercise due diligence in control of the child. Lieutenant Mike Curley of the Utica Police Department will explain the arrest later this morning on First News with Keeler on WIBX. After 83 years, Private Harlan J. Hennessy was laid to rest on Saturday afternoon in his hometown of Boonville. Hennessy died as a Japanese POW in 1942 after being captured during World War II. A procession with hundreds of motorcycles, cars, flags, and people lined Route 12 on Thursday as Hennessy's body made its way to Boonville. Hennessy is the namesake for the VFW post 5538 in Boonville. No injuries reported after a line of severe storms ripped through the area and the New York State Fairgrounds on Sunday. The severe weather hit yesterday, bringing heavy rainfall and strong winds, and the entrance gate had to be closed for a short period of time before reopening. The 2 concerts planned for the evening event went on as planned. National Grid says about 1,000 people near the fairgrounds lost power, but service has already been restored. Day 6 of the state fair with cooler, sunny skies expected today. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
What a great treat we've got coming for the end of August, as this last full week here is going to be gorgeous. Still got a stray shower this morning, a little patchy fog, and then as we get into the afternoon especially, mostly sunny, 75. Tonight, 53. Plenty of 40s to the north to go around. Sun clouds tomorrow, passing shower, cool, 72. Everybody's in the 40s tomorrow night. Wednesday, sunshine, 72. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
Well, we have what will be sunshine, mostly cloudy, 61 at WIBX.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Saratoga's Fan Appreciation Week starts Wednesday and continues through Labor Day. Get ticket deals, food and beverage discounts, and this summer, final giveaway, a Saratoga quarter zip sweatshirt, free with paid admission, while supplies last. Plus, enjoy top-notch racing, including 6 graded stakes, headlined by Sunday's Grade 1, $1 million Jockey Club Gold Cup. Get your Saratoga quarter zip sweatshirt during Fan Appreciation Week from Wednesday through Labor Day. Visit nyra.com/fans for details.
Need room for the kids, the dog, and that inflatable kayak you swear you'll use this summer? Then check out the 2025 Kia Sorento S, the 3-row all-wheel drive SUV, built right here in the USA, and ready for whatever life throws at it, even juice boxes. And the deal, even your skeptical uncle would nod in approval. Lease one for just $398 a month for 36 months, with just $995 plus tax due at signing. That's less than what your neighbor paid for a lawn chair set and a Bluetooth grill.
Shotgun!
Make that short drive to save.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Telluride, Sorento, Sportage, and K5 are assembled in the United States from U.S. and globally sourced parts. SDK number 25N1175. MSRP 38,590. 36 months, 30,000 mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. 995 plus tax and fees due at inception. 0 security deposit. 650 acquisition fee. Included payment structure. 720 plus FICO score. Offer expires 9/2/25.
Destination Kia.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741-GOLD.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hello, William.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Hello, William.
Yes, yes, this is William. This is William. Can I help you? Hello?
Hey, William.
Come on! This guy, this guy was not. Maybe this wasn't the original one. There may be a couple of more. This guy calls me every day, trying to give me a loan of $2.5 million. Or something. Are you getting these calls?
No, I'm not.
You've been approved for $200 million. Please call us today. We just need your checking account information, and we'll get it right over to you. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Some people fall for that, though.
Well, I mean,
I've fallen for some shenanigans.
Can I ask you a question? You go to the store, and you make a purchase, and then when you get home, you find out that the clerk didn't ring up something. What does Jeff Manaski do?
Well, we're talking about I went to the store and the clerk, which in today's day and age, you are your own clerk, your own cashier.
Not in this case. There was a cashier, live person.
Somebody didn't scan my 2-liter of soda or my package of chicken wings. Or my dozen eggs. That's what we're talking about?
Correct.
We're going to put one in the win column for Jeff Manaski and his account, and we're not going to go back to the store so that I can pay $3.48 for that dozen eggs that they didn't scan.
So you're seeing bonus for you.
I'm saying a bonus for me, and I'm sorry. Things fall through the cracks sometimes, and occasionally it's to your benefit.
Bill Morehouse this morning. If you had stock in Cracker Barrel like I do, you'd be pissed too. Give me a break. This woman is a moron. This isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue about me losing money. Okay, well, it's a Democrat and Republican issue, a woke issue for everybody else. Because that's all I've heard in the last couple of days is this ridiculous argument. Whether or not the woman is driving Cracker Barrel into the ground because they changed the logo, Bill, I find that still ridiculous. Now, because if the stock is collapsing, it's not because of the logo. It's because these talk show hosts on radio and TV are turning this into a political issue, and it's becoming woke versus not woke. So if the stock is falling, it's because of that, not because of their simple logo change.
Yeah, to me, this seems
the adversity that's going on in this country between two different parties and two different philosophies of living your life that is the problem. It is not the changing of the logo.
So I don't understand why this is being categorized as similar to the Uncle Ben's, Aunt Jemima, the Bud Light situation, the branding with the Dylan Mulvaney.
By the way, I think all those things are stupid too. But
I don't understand why it's compared to that.
It is. And I don't either. I don't get it.
But Bill Morehouse messaged me to say the new CEO is a moron. Even as dumb as Jerry Jones is, he knows you don't take the star off the helmet. He's talking about the Cowboys logo.
You know, the old guy. We have to go to the place where the old man is sitting in the chair by the barrel. You know, what's that called? To me, they left the most important two words on the logo. I'm a firm believer in that we blow it when it comes to creating logos that end up on billboards. You ever see a billboard and you drive by it and you're like, what the hell was that? There are so many words and things up there distracting me.
Yeah.
All I want to know is what's the name of the business and what do they do?
Right.
Everybody knows what Cracker Barrel does, and the old man with a barrel ain't going to help you figure out it's a restaurant. I have no problem with the advertising decision of making sure that when you glance and see the sign, you see Cracker Barrel. I don't have a problem with that. Anyway, what did they say? The reason for changing it? New ownership? Just asking. Found it. They were trying to attract younger people by modernizing the logo. It's a business decision. I'm done with it. All right, that was their choice. It's not changing the food. It's not changing the little chocolate stuff they sell in their little gift shop. It's not changing any, although I think they have done kind of a redesign, and they've kind of modernized the actual Cracker Barrel itself, the store itself, and the restaurant. Made it more modern.
This is so funny. It's such a cultural thing.
It's such a ridiculous thing.
I have to be honest. Unless somebody has some information that I'm missing here, I completely agree with Bill on this.
Donna's right. That is absolutely it.
I completely agree. I don't understand why this is a woke, non-woke thing.
Wayne says the bottle was Mrs. Butterworth's, not Aunt Jemima.
So you know what? That's right. No, but wasn't.
Can I tell you something?
That is right.
Yeah.
See, that's right.
It shows you that our minds, we go down certain roads with certain things, right? Yet, I got to say that...
that's funny.
I normally do not listen to... People send me jokes all the time, right? These TikTok or this, to me, was sent to me by Spiro out at Nora's Candy Shop, Turkey Joints. And that season is just around the corner, right? It's coming up before you know it. Halloween is already in the forefront. So I'm going to play for you this story. It's a minister. And what you're going to be hearing is a minister speaking to his congregation. Listen to this. It made me laugh out loud last night. And it's not political. Listen to this.
So there's a story about a couple from Minnesota, and they were experiencing a very cold and dreary winter, and so they decided, well, why don't we come down to Florida to experience some good weather? And they said, well, why don't we see if we can stay at the hotel where we honeymooned 20 years earlier? So they made the arrangements. The only little hiccup was the fact that they couldn't get on the same flight. And so they agreed that the husband was going to travel down to Florida on Thursday, and then on the next day, on Friday, the wife would follow. And so the husband arrives safely, he goes to the hotel, he checks in, and he decides to send his wife an email, letting her know that he arrived safely. Well, he inadvertently made a very small mistake. He left out a letter in her email address. So this email went to somebody else. Now, the recipient of the email was a woman in Houston, Texas, who earlier that morning had buried her husband. What? Her husband was a minister. And in the evening, she said, well, let me check my email because I'm expecting that some friends and family who were not able to attend the funeral might be sending me some words of condolence and encouragement. Well, needless to say, when she opened up the first email, she fainted. And her son ran into the room to discover she was okay, but he looked at the computer screen, and this is the email that he found. To my loving wife, I've arrived. I know you're surprised to hear from me. They have computers here now, and you are allowed to send emails to your loved ones. I've just arrived and been checked in. I see that everything has been prepared for your arrival tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you then. Hope your journey is as uneventful as mine was. P.S. It sure is hot down here.
Tell me that isn't freaking funny.
That is funny.
I'm not sure if the story's real, but it is a minister claiming that it is, so I gotta believe it. Jack in Rome. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, guys.
What's going on? It sure is hot down here.
Oh, is it?
So funny. Yeah. All right. What's going on, Jack?
Well, you remember back when they took the Marlboro guy off the cigarettes, and it never stopped anybody from buying them or anything.
That is true. Right.
And the Camel.
And why did they? I guess although I got to tell you, the Camel was beginning to look. The cartoon version of the Camel was. Remember the big thing that was going on in the 90s? It was beginning to look like male genitalia. Or maybe it was female genitalia. I can't remember, but it was definitely, we're definitely playing with the logo.
I've been to Cracker Barrel several times, and I love every time I go. The food is great.
If the old man sitting in the chair by the barrel is gone off the logo, and they've modernized the place, you're still gonna go because the food hasn't changed. Now, if they get rid, you have a favorite dish, and they get rid of the favorite dish, I understand that. But this just to me doesn't make sense.
You know what they should do? Put your face out on the side of where the station is, and put your face on there.
Oh yeah,
everybody will listen.
That'll destroy listenership. Boom, just like that. All right, Jack. Thank you, man. You have a wonderful day.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, thanks so much. I do have a couple more comments before we break. This is.
Can I say good morning to Paul and his better half, Sheesh, this morning? They're traveling and they were listening to us.
All right.
And that's everyone's favorite, Paul Buckley. I love you, sweetheart.
This is Rob. Trump $450 million case tossed on Friday just as Bolton House and office was raided. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah, how about that story?
Vance saying it has nothing to do about we're not going after him. No repercussion here. This has nothing to do with anything. So we'll see what they supposedly find. They're saying documents that should not have been taken that he has.
Yeah.
Based maybe on the book. We'll see where that goes. I do have to break. We have a whole bunch to get to, including Habakkuk's free money question of the day. It's worth how much, Davey? $150. We'll do that coming up next hour.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit bmecompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
Point of no return. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. Illegal Salvadorian Kilmer Abrego Garcia set to report to immigration authorities in Baltimore this morning, facing deportation to Uganda.
Kilmer Abrego Garcia is expected to show up at the ICE office there just days after he was released from a Tennessee jail. He is in the country illegally, of course, and faces human smuggling charges. He's been offered a deal to be removed to Costa Rica if he pleads guilty to those charges. If he doesn't accept that offer, he could be taken to Uganda. Now, Abrego Garcia became the focus of critics of the president's illegal immigration crackdown after he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. Now, during his time in El Salvador, Abrego Garcia was visited by Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen.
Fox's Doug Luzader there. Senator Van Hollen continues to defend Abrego Garcia and his trip to El Salvador. President Trump planning to expand his crime and immigration crackdown to other cities, much like what's playing out right now in Washington, D.C. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson.
One place President Trump is weighing sending forces is to Chicago next, but the mayor says that's not happening and said, quote, what is the president doing? He's declared a war on poor people. You know, picking on homeless people, you know, picking on the most vulnerable. That is not what the people of Chicago are going to stand for. Over 2,000 National Guard soldiers patrolling the streets of the nation's capital. Maryland Governor Wes Moore invited President Trump to visit Baltimore. He also rejected the idea of the Guard coming into the city with the second highest murder rate this year. Over 50 citizens killed per 100,000 residents.
The White House crediting President Trump's crackdown in D.C. with hundreds of arrests. 19 people are dead, including 4 journalists, after an Israeli strike hit a southern Gaza's main hospital on Monday. That's according to the Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry. America is listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
A congressional panel continues to investigate how several administrations handled the Jeffrey Epstein case. Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
Bush administration Attorney General Alberto Gonzales will be the next person to sit for a transcribed interview with the House Oversight Committee this week. The committee is investigating deceased convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Trump administration Attorney General Bill Barr sat for an interview last week, and Chairman James Comer says he was cooperative. The committee received the first round of documents from the Department of Justice last week after issuing a subpoena. At the White House, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
This comes as the Justice Department has released hours of interviews between a top federal prosecutor and Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted for helping Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. Scrutiny around that case intensifying after the Trump administration had previously suggested it would release Epstein's client list, but later saying that list did not exist. Maxwell was moved to a Texas minimum security prison camp following those interviews. South Korea's new president set to visit the White House today to meet with President Trump.
South Korea's new president, Lee Jae-myung, just took on the role in June after the prior president was impeached for declaring martial law. He'd called the liberal opposition in his country anti-state actors. So this will be the first meeting between President Trump and South Korea's leader in his second term. Even without meeting, South Korea successfully had negotiated their American tariff rate down from 25% to 15% earlier this summer. Now, coming with the president of South Korea is a group of high-profile business leaders, including the CEOs of Hyundai, Samsung, and LG. Key topics of discussion are expected to include trade, but also intelligence sharing with Japan and an increase in South Korean defense spending, as well as South Korean efforts to assist in U.S. shipbuilding. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Quick check of gas prices on this Monday. Today's AAA national average, $3.16. I'm Angelo Bavaro, and this is Fox News.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. New York State police officials have identified the 5 people who lost their lives last Friday in a tour bus crash. 1 person was from India, 3 from New Jersey, and 1 from Columbia University, a student from China. Investigators are asking the public to submit information or dash cam footage of the crash with the bus coming from Niagara Falls. The information can be submitted to New York State Police. Utica police have made a unique arrest regarding an 11-year-old boy involved in multiple felonies and misdemeanors in the city. Police arrested the boy's mother, 36-year-old Nurtil Mohammed of Utica, on charges of endangering the welfare and failure to exercise due diligence in control of the child. Lieutenant Mike Curley of the Utica Police Department will explain the arrest later this morning on First News with Keeler on WIBX. After 83 years, Private Harlan J. Hennessy was laid to rest on Saturday afternoon in his hometown of Boonville. Hennessy died as a Japanese POW in 1942 after being captured during World War II. A procession with hundreds of motorcycles, cars, flags, and people lined Route 12 on Thursday as Hennessy's body made its way to Boonville. Hennessy is the namesake for the VFW post 5538 in Boonville. No injuries reported after a line of severe storms ripped through the area and the New York State Fairgrounds on Sunday. The severe weather hit yesterday, bringing heavy rainfall and strong winds, and the entrance gate had to be closed for a short period of time before reopening. The two concerts planned for the evening event went on as planned. National Grid says about 1,000 people near the fairgrounds lost power, but service has already been restored. Day 6 of the State Fair with cooler, sunny skies expected today. Gas prices increasing slightly across the central New York region as folks get ready for Labor Day weekend. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.09. That's up a penny in the past week. It's also 4 cents less than what motorists were paying this time 1 month ago. Currently, the state average for gas is $3.15, and nationally, it's also $3.15. The New York State Racing Association is celebrating yet another successful Travers Stakes weekend. A crowd of more than 48,000 people saw Sovereignty become the first horse to win the Kentucky Derby, Belmont Stakes, Jim Dandy, and Travers all in the same year. The Powerball jackpot is now a whopping $750 million for Monday night's drawing. The grand prize will be the 10th largest of all time, and no one matched all 6 numbers in Saturday's drawing. Lottery players are still being urged to check their Powerball tickets since tickets sold in New York, Maine, and South Dakota matched 5 numbers to win at least $1 million each. In sports, the Mets were unable to complete their sweep after falling to the Braves 4-3 in their season finale from Atlanta. Mark Vientos slugged his 12th home run of the season after going deep with a 2-run blast. New York took 2 out of 3 and will host the Phillies for a 3-game set that starts tonight. The Yankees avoiding being swept by the Red Sox after securing a 7-2 victory in their series finale from the Bronx. Trent Grisham slugged a pair of solo homers. Jazz Chisholm Jr. went deep with a couple 2-run shots. New York snapped its 3-game skid with a win and will host the Washington Nationals for a 3-game set that starts tonight. Week 1 of the college football season is nearly here. Rutgers gets things started when it hosts Ohio Thursday night. Army opens the season Friday night when it hosts Tarleton State. On Saturday, Syracuse is visiting Tennessee at noon. UConn hosts Central Connecticut in the afternoon. New York City FC has won back-to-back games after shutting out FC Cincinnati 1-0 on the road. The Red Bulls come up short after being shut out by Charlotte FC 1-0, also on the road. NFL preseason over the weekend, the Bills beat the Bucks 23-19. All 32 teams have until this Tuesday to trim their active rosters to 53 players. The Jets, the Giants, and the Bills all kick off the regular season Sunday, September 7th. The Little League World Series in the U.S. final game, Fairfield, Connecticut Metro fell to Mountain Division, Nevada 8-2, and then Chinese Taipei won the International Championship 7-0. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
What a great treat we've got coming for the end of August, as this last full week here is going to be gorgeous. Still got a stray shower this morning, a little patchy fog, and then as we get into the afternoon especially, mostly sunny, 75. Tonight, 53. Plenty of 40s to the north to go around. Sun clouds tomorrow, passing shower, cool, 72. Everybody's in the 40s tomorrow night. Wednesday, sunshine, 72. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
Currently, it's 61 and cloudy. Coming up, Dan Snell on the home of John Bolton being raided. Mike Gentile on the Little League World Series. Hope Micah's free money question of the day. It's worth $150 this morning. And Lieutenant Mike Curley, Utica Police. This is interesting. Where do you stand on this one? Yeah. The police have been dealing with an 11-year-old boy who has multiple felonies and misdemeanors. They continue to arrest him and return him, etc., over and over and over again. Finally, after the latest, Utica Police arrested the boy's mother on charges that she has not kept her son in check. Where do you stand on it? We'll get to Lieutenant Curley coming up in a second. Very interesting. Hold tight. It's 7:11 at WIBX.
Hi, folks. This is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Saratoga's Fan Appreciation Week starts Wednesday and continues through Labor Day. Get ticket deals, food and beverage discounts, and this summer's final giveaway, a Saratoga quarter zip sweatshirt, free with paid admission while supplies last. Plus, enjoy top-notch racing, including 6 graded stakes, headlined by Sunday's Grade 1, $1 million Jockey Club Gold Cup. Get your Saratoga quarter zip sweatshirt during Fan Appreciation Week from Wednesday through Labor Day. Visit nyra.com/fans for details.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located on Commercial Drive, across from Hobby Lobby.
To doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, Central New York, this is Will Kane of The Will Kane Show, and you can now hear my show every weekday at WIBX. I do things a little differently when I'm behind the microphone because I turn it over to the listeners to learn and really dig into the issues that impact everyday Americans. The Will Kane Show lets you keep ahead of the headlines and understand what's really going on in the world with in-depth discussions from leading experts and the brightest minds. From politics to sports, nothing is off topic. Listen to The Will Kane Show weekdays at 6, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
This is Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Well, Jeff Anaski's in here this morning as our guest host. It's 7:14. It's Monday. You probably will enjoy the 70 to 72, 73, 75, and sunny, especially driving.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier. It's funny because I did adjust well to the heat this summer.
It was hot.
When it was in the upper 80s.
Hot summer.
I had some days where I wasn't even sweating that much.
I will make this this prediction, and it is just me in my head. I have no evidence whatsoever, but I have a feeling we're gonna have a hot September.
I'm for that.
I just have this feeling.
This is such a bittersweet time of year because football's just around the corner, but then you know what comes at the end of the football season.
I know. It's going to be bad.
Is winter.
One of these days, I want to see Jeff umping at the Little League World Series. How do umpires rise to get to the Little League World Series?
Well, here's the interesting thing about that. I believe all those umpires are volunteers. I believe they do not get paid.
Wow.
And I think you just have to register, and they put you in, in some kind of a system or a rotation. I don't know if there's a minimum requirement on years of experience or service, or if you had to have umpired some regionals or state tournaments. before you do the Little League World Series, but that's my understanding. You get some merchandise, you know. They do hook you up with some stuff, but you are not paid for that.
Yeah, it's a lot of $20 bills to find in the parking lot.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
To be able to justify it.
Can I also tell you, did you watch the Little League World Series?
I had it on yesterday, and the Chinese Taipei beat the Nevada team.
Yeah, it was 7-0 when I finally turned it off.
Well, it was close. I mean, it was close. They were within reach until it all fell to pieces.
Yeah. I think it was actually the games on Saturday that I watched. I thought that one umpire, man, his zone. I didn't like his strike zone. Now, is it fair for me to say that? I guess so. I shouldn't criticize another umpire's strike zone, but at least I wasn't at the fence screaming at him.
I think the umpire at doing the Mets-Braves game yesterday was a little off because the broadcast team for the Mets on both sides calls for the Mets and against the Mets. They were all over this ump, just making some really rough calls. So it happens.
It happens.
Yeah. Mike also says on this kid, this 11-year-old, they've done so much to catch and release this kid. He must not even have a lip left.
Oh, fishing.
And then he's like, oh, wait, he's not a fish. Okay. Do you remember when you used to call somebody who was wimpy a fish? Did you ever do that?
No.
If you got pinned in wrestling, you were a fish? No?
That's a wrestling thing?
Davey remembers. He's more my age than you are.
Well, I used to wrestle. I used to get pinned all the time. They used to call me Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna, yeah. Fish.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
I wasn't very good at wrestling.
He was a fish.
Charlie Tuna. Boy,
Donna,
and I always called you Uncle Smitty. We're going to change that.
No.
Donna says, I don't care if they redecorate Cracker Barrel, but personally I love going there because of the nostalgic items and the candy in the store. If they change that, I would only go if I'm on vacation and there isn't any mom and pop diners around anymore to take advantage of, she says. I get, but I think this whole woke thing is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand how it's woke.
Stupid.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But we're going to talk about it with Dan Snell. I keep saying that, sorry. Dan is an expert on politics. We like talking to Dan. I think he's a very fair guy. He's an expert on politics and leadership who's held elected office 5 different times, and he's on the line right now. Dan Snell, good morning. How are you, Dan? Good morning.
I'm doing dandy. Good morning. Good morning to everybody in New York. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. So this story on John Bolton and his home being raided by federal agents and the vice president coming out and saying, this is not retribution. This is legitimate. It has nothing to do with anything. What's your whole take on the thing?
Well, I was tuned in and listening to your thoughts about umpiring and strike zones, and I'm a referee year-round, a referee basketball, and so it's a lot has to do on how we're making a call here, doesn't it?
It does.
Strike zone here. You know, the situation is Bolton and Trump certainly aren't kind to each other in their comments. President Trump has called Bolton a loser, and Bolton has called Trump unfit. So you've got both sides going after each other. And I think the challenge for me, at least, in looking at this is, as Americans, I always say we have 15% on the left, 15% on the right that are really out there. And then 70% of average New Yorkers and Americans that just kind of want balls and strikes or things fall fairly. And it's the old adage, to me, 2 wrongs don't make a right. It wasn't right for the way that the previous administration constantly, or at least people across the country, went after President Trump. And I'm not sure in my eyes if we shouldn't just let this go. John Bolton to the president should be old news or old things to work on and just let it go. But that's kind of where I stand. I think a lot of Americans get tired of the back and forth.
I completely agree with your point there that people are like, this back and 2 wrongs don't make a right. But let me ask this. There was so much made over the classified documents in Trump's home and then in Biden's garage. How can they say, if they think he's got classified documents, how can they say, you know what, just return the paperwork, this is not a big deal?
Yeah, you're right. They can't say that basically because of what took place and when they raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago. In this issue, we really do as Americans, there's all kinds of excitement about this, but we have to just pause, take a breath, and wait for the facts and the real information to see if there's any charges really taken. To me, it's sad because the president's doing a lot of good things. 80% plus of the things that he's doing is good for the country, and he takes 8 or 9 bold steps, positive steps forward, and then we get into what I call the politics of public service, and then we take 4 or 5 steps back. And so instead of having everything winsome, as I write about in my book, The Winsome Candidate, it kind of becomes woesome because people shake their heads and say, let's move on to the good things.
Yeah.
Well, even when you're in the Oval Office and you're with the world leaders, and he goes down this road talking about Biden and how Biden is incompetent, was the worst president ever. I mean, you're speaking to the world here, and again, you have something positive happening, and then you follow it up with something like this. And I think that the people who really support Trump say, yeah, I don't like that either, but that's Trump. That's who he is. So take it for what it is. I wanted your quick opinion on I do not understand, and please tell me where I'm wrong. I think this argument over Cracker Barrel being woke because they changed their logo and modernized their dining room, I think is a business decision and has nothing to do with being woke. Why is this argument even an argument?
Yeah. Well, I would agree with you there. I'm not sure how woke got connected to their new plain Cracker Barrel logo. It certainly is getting them an abundance of publicity. There's the saying that all publicity is good, whether it's good or bad. And so I'm sure that Cracker Barrel is relishing the fact that they're on the top of mind. I see now social media posts where everybody is putting their own name or everything in that new logo look. I'm not sure how it ties. You always get someone that creates a fervor about something and it goes viral. And in the case of Cracker Barrel, I just hope they sell a lot of pancakes. And I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a while, but I was thinking about this week going to Cracker Barrel. So it's kind of
we haven't had it in a while. Maybe we should go there.
I've never been, but I want to go now.
Yeah. All you have to do is look up in the sky for the big sign. And I believe the old man in the barrel is still there in most of the signs.
It's Trump, if you look close. It's Trump.
All right. Okay. Interesting stuff. And listen, Dan, we appreciate your logical look, a non-political look at politics. Not easy to do today, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. Always enjoy being with you, and you stay winsome out there in New York.
All right. You do the same. Thanks so much. Dan Snell, like having him on. You did watch some of the Little League World Series?
Yes.
It is. It's the first time that Chinese Taipei has won in, I don't know, years.
Well, I believe they were the runner-up last year.
Yes, but they haven't won in decades.
You're not going to believe
this. It's been 50 years, I think, since they won or something. I was reading.
No, it's not 50 because I went and looked this up. You're not going to believe this. Most people don't realize this, but you referred to it earlier. Chinese Taipei is Taiwan.
Yes.
Some political disagreement with China, and in order for them to be competing athletically on the national level.
I was wondering why they went with this versus Taiwan.
I guess there's the People's Republic of China, and then there's also the Republic of China, which I guess is Taiwan. I'm confused, and I don't quite understand.
So the China feels Taiwan is a part of China.
Yes.
Taiwan feels that they are independent.
Correct.
Now, in order to send a very important message, apparently China has decided not to take Taiwan, but the Taiwanese Little League team. Yeah. So there we go. I think that's where this is confusing, though. It is confusing.
My reading up on this yesterday, also when they compete in Olympics type events, they also go by Chinese Taipei, not Taiwan. So, I went and looked at the history of the Little League World Series from 1969. This is all from memory because I left my notes home, to 1996. Okay? That's going to cover 28 Little League World Series championships. From 1969 to 1996, they competed in 19 of the 28 Little League World Series championship games and won 17 titles.
Yeah, they were really big for a while.
Unbelievable.
But then they went into this drought, and I think the last 5 or 6 World Series have gone to the American team.
That could be, yeah.
I think. Let me bring in Mike Gentile, because Mike is a Little League expert. Are we correct on any of this, Mike?
Pretty much, actually. Yes, I went through a stretch that they definitely dominated, and then it was 26 years that they last time they won. So interesting.
26 years,
Absolutely.
yeah,
26, yeah.
Well, they dominated yesterday, and then the Nevada team kind of. It was close. It looked like they were coming back, and then I don't know, one ball gets thrown into the. It's funny, too, in Little League, you can have strategies that you wouldn't have in Major League Baseball unless you're the Mets. Just run home. Just run home. They're going to throw the ball. The kid's going to miss it, and you're going to score, even if you don't have a shot at it. Sometimes I feel like that's been the Mets, or maybe this year the Colorado Rockies. But it is interesting to watch. And then they fell to pieces, and Chinese Taipei ran away with it. So, but really a great Little League World Series, I thought, Mike.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's interesting is you watch and then you forget that they're 12, and then an error happens and you're like, oh yeah, they're 12-year-olds playing on national television, and you see so much of the the composure of a 12-year-old playing on that stage. It's, extremely impressive.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you have the moments where you realize, and then you watch a major league game later that day, and they're making mistakes.
Same,
too.
yeah.
So it's really
similar mistakes.
It's really interesting, and it's certainly, the whole tournament and the process and how they get there. It's a lot of things done right. It's really a showcase of what Little League is, and the staple for what every other organization is trying to create in youth sports. So really good. I went down. I was not down there for the championship games, but I was down there the previous weekend, and it's just really. It's a good thing. It's a good showcase.
I gotta say, Mike, I made a ton of money off the Connecticut team. Holy cow!
That is.
Please tell me you can't bet on that.
You can't.
Okay,
you
good.
can't in the United States, but you can overseas. So people are betting on it.
Oh my goodness!
Mike? It is actually interesting that Little League did put out statements saying, these are 12-year-olds, and it's not to exploit and
huge money,
like
Mike. Huge money was being bet on the Little League World Series. Huge, and all being done offshore.
Not something that they condone, and they want to keep it pure. So certainly they had to release some statements on that. And then, of course, Jeff was mentioning earlier about the umpires. He was right in the sense that they are all volunteers.
Yeah. Okay.
They're they're actually recommended through the district administrators, and through that process, they'll get state and regional games, and eventually, can get the opportunity to umpire at the World Series. And that's another thing, that's interesting. I always think so. 2 big changes happened from the transition of, district games, because people that play in District 10,
sure,
that's where it all funnels to. So 1, the umpiring, and 2, the fences are 25 feet further. So, balls that are hit at the Little League World Series that were home runs all year now are routine pop flies. And the other thing is, obviously, once you get to that level, the strike zone is smaller, and, that strike that they got all year is no longer a strike. So it is a big adjustment as they move through the process there. So,
do you think I'm watching these kids throwing curveballs and everything? Do you think that part of the problem in Major League Baseball, where so many young players have to go off and get Tommy John surgery, is because they're throwing so hard in Little League and travel ball?
Well, I think it's that. I think it's definitely kids are being, overworked. I think it's bad mechanics. It's throwing a curveball and throwing a curveball, in a way that's manipulated, that's putting more pressure on the elbow and stuff like that. So I think it's a combination of, being overworked, kids playing baseball, you're not doing other things. So I think it's important to do all of it. It seems like for a while, the curveball kind of went away and was kind of taboo, but it's definitely making its way back. So
I have Rick asking: Is it true the U.S. Customs and the government would not let the Venezuelan team partake and allow them into the U.S., or is that just fake news? I believe that is absolutely true. However, it was negotiated and worked out, and ultimately the Venezuelan team was able to come in, and they did compete in the Little League World Series. I'm pretty sure I have that right.
Yeah. Yes, they were there at the World Series.
But they were stopped. They were stopped at Customs.
Yep, there were some issues with some of the parents and fans getting in, and I believe there was an issue with one of their senior teams as well. So it's something that usually the international teams qualify much earlier than the American teams, so they can work through those processes and stuff. So, and sometimes there's hiccups along the way, but they definitely were there for the Little League World Series.
Can I ask you anything else you want on Little League? Anything else on your mind you want people to know?
No, not particularly.
It's over, and you'll be able to play,
I think
play next year.
I would just encourage, absolutely, people to sign their kids up and get involved in their local leagues and just understand that the bigger picture is that, but that's where it's showcased, but we really do put a lot of effort into everything else and the life lessons and everything else. So reach out to your local league and get involved.
All right, let's that's my
brush off the plate.
Well, we've basically brushed off the radio plate.
Reset.
Now a new topic. I know I have you on for baseball, but I do want to bring up something, and I want to get the mayor on this week in regards to this. But and I'm not sure you even know this, but on Wednesday of last night, my son was walking on Genesee Street, and he was headed to the Dollar General to pick up a few things for his home before going to bed and going to work the next day. Some guy that was walking down the street near the what is it? The Olbelston, right in front of the Olbelston. Some guy jumped him, and my son took about 17 punches to the head.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. We initially went to the hospital. They checked him, but did not do an X-ray and said that there were no broken bones. However, when his teeth were beginning to extract from his jaw, we went to the dentist, who said, "Oh my God, he has a fractured jaw." So now my son will spend the next 6 weeks. Luckily, it could have been worse. He'll spend the next 6 weeks, and I'm told there were not cameras running. So it's becoming difficult to even find out who this scumbag was.
Yeah,
by the way, he didn't know the guy. He didn't. He simply made the mistake, I think, of making eye contact, and apparently this person, who must be suffering from something, apparently saw it, and he just didn't like the look on his face. I don't know what, but just jumped him and pounded the daylights out of him.
Oh my God! Bill.
And by the way, a number of people who were sitting on the stoop there on the steps of the Olbelston immediately turned around and went inside the Olbelston as this was going on. Luckily, there was a woman who started yelling, and the guy ran away. She helped him call police and ultimately us. So very terrible.
Yeah, That's, I mean, definitely terrible, and I apologize that happened.
Well,
I'm not sure, some of the details, but certainly we'll look into it, and certainly Lieutenant Curley will probably be able to speak better.
Well, I think the police did a tremendous job, Lieutenant Curley and others that we've spoken with. But and they're searching. The problem is that I do hear there's more going on at the Olveston. I thought this was going to be really regulated. The place was beautiful. I hope it's not turning into a blank hole, if you know what I mean.
Right. And, of course, from the administration, we would do anything in our power to prevent that as well.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Certainly, the cameras are important. And also, I mean, we know why people don't do it, but we need the cooperation of the community as well.
And please understand, I'm not trying to put blame on anybody at all, but I do hope that we are doing things as a city, to be able to take these hotspot areas where this stuff is happening and really stomping it out and taking precautions to make sure that other people are safe when they walk the streets. You should be able, at 8:30 at night, you should be able to, and in the daylight, you should be able to walk to the store and walk back without getting mugged.
Yes, of course. And obviously you want to protect investments. There's a lot of public and private money into that area. And certainly it is they are beautiful apartments, and, it doesn't help if nobody wants to live there because there's crime as well. So certainly something, and, the Utica Police Department is, top notch, and
I agree.
They really do a great job. So
I am not at all questioning the Utica Police. Yeah.
And also appreciate you sharing that story, because, it's important to have that. So
the awareness.
Well, we had talked about not mentioning it, and then our decision was that by mentioning it and talking about it, we hope that we shed a little light on this, and maybe it doesn't happen to somebody else. So, in part, I got to tell you, I do believe personally this is a major problem that has been caused by the state and federal government, who have pulled funding when it comes to mental health. And also, a lot of the facilities we used to have here, the laws have all changed, and the facilities have disappeared. And a lot of these people are just given their meds, and they are out on the street. They're on their own. And when they stop taking their meds, these problems have been imposed on police departments like Utica, that it probably doesn't have the staffing to be able to do what they need to do. But by no means am I blaming anybody, especially the police department. The UPD was wonderful, and I really did have a good experience at Wynn, other than the fact that the doctor didn't do an X-ray. He clearly took 17 punches to the head. He was all beaten up. There should have been an X-ray. But I think our experience, other than that, which is a biggie, kind of big. Other than that, the experience was really good at the Wynn emergency room. My experience at the Upstate Med emergency room was horrific, but that's a whole other story to get into. So, all right,
and you're right. You're right about the combination. It's a perfect storm between the resources, the mental health, the bail reform and stuff like that. Sometimes we're not even allowed to have somebody get that reset that's much needed and stuff before they're back out on the street.
I'm almost thinking all right, so we catch the guy. What are we gonna do? We're gonna give him an appearance ticket first. It's his first offense, appearance ticket, or is he going to jail for a year for an assault? Wow. I don't even know. I don't have confidence in the system today. Not in Utica, but in New York State. I don't have confidence in the system that there will be the proper punishment that our court system and our police officers can actually impose. So it's really frustrating as a person
And many
who
share
is
that. Many share that frustration.
it's frustrating as a
So-
person who is I am extremely positive on this area. I love it here and feel that we're making great gains, but something like this really is a gut punch.
And yet, all they talk about is Cracker Barrel.
That's right. That's right. Where, if the old man was on the corner, with his barrel, I'll bet this wouldn't have happened. Okay. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And thank
so
you
much,
for
and
allowing
speedy
me to.
recovery for your son.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Have a good day. Thank you.
Oh, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah. I had not told you about that. And I remember earlier this morning, I'm like, wait till you hear what my week was like. So it is what it is. Davey, what do you have here? Do you want me to keep? Is that Mike Hurley? All right, let's bring in Lieutenant Mike Hurley. Obviously, we are not here to talk about my situation, but I want it to be very clear that your police officers, the reaction by UPD has been nothing but stellar, and I appreciate it tremendously.
Well, Bill, I'm just terribly sorry that you guys are going through this, and I hope your son's feeling better. And I know we talked that night and subsequent nights, and I can assure you that it's been assigned to a criminal investigator now who's going to have a little more time than the patrol division, who are fantastic. They're just overwhelmed a lot of times.
Yeah.
So we assigned it to a member of CID to look into, and we're working very closely with the Obelston and everybody else to find the perpetrator. And
well, and I
do our best.
I feel like it. You really don't believe. I mean, I certainly have. I believe because I'm seeing what you guys are going through. But now I get to see it firsthand, and with a family issue. And the only way I can look at it, Mike, is it could have been so much worse.
Well, thank God it's not. And to your point earlier, just not to defend them, but we had a meeting Friday with members of the Obelston and their administrative staff, and they are aware of some of the things going on, and they are very committed to ensuring that doesn't turn into what it used to be. So for whatever it's worth, they are a fantastic group of people, and they recognize and understand what's going on.
All right. I'm glad to hear that. And I have to say, we toured the place. It is spectacular. And I certainly hope it stays that way. All right. This latest case, you want me to just keep it going, Davey? And then we'll do the free money. This latest situation is really interesting where a mother, so you have an 11-year-old boy. Let's not forget, a boy, 11 years old, multiple misdemeanors, multiple felonies, and it just keeps happening. Finally, you guys made a move that might be somewhat controversial, but I think it's time. Something like this has to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And those detractors and those people saying it's controversial, to that I say good. At least it's bringing attention to the situation, and because he's a boy is the rarity of this charge, right?
Yeah.
Anyone under the age of 12 in New York State, have to raise the age in these reforms, cannot be charged personally liable, whether criminally or civilly, for any kind of crime. So what is the society and the public supposed to do for an 11-year-old who is setting fire to Walmart, who is committing burglaries and stealing cars and crashing them into things, who is committing armed robberies in public plazas? Like, we're just supposed to allow it to happen until he reaches the age of 12 or 18 and do nothing? I mean, at some point, someone has to be held accountable, and if it can't be the perpetrator, it's going to have to be the person responsible for creating a situation that allows that to happen.
I could not agree more. I mean, at some point you've got, and if you can't control your child, you have no choice but to reach out and get help, right?
I mean, especially when help has been offered to you and discussed to you, and steps in which to curtail this behavior has been discussed. And listen, I understand people work, people have a hard time controlling incorrigible kids. It's there. But every time we bring your kid home at 3 a.m., and then you don't know where he was, or you created a situation where he's home alone and unsupervised, or what else is he supposed to do? I'm not saying he's supposed to commit violent felonies, but he's probably going to get himself in some mischief if he's home alone all night.
Yeah.
Well, you've created a situation and an environment that allowed this behavior to perpetrate, and this is why we're going down this route.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I was wondering, when you guys have the police departments had to interact with the parent here, there seems to be, it sounds like you're saying, a level of indifference to corralling the child or getting this behavior under control?
I mean, I would argue it is a case of unwillingness and not unableness, right? Like,
okay.
You may have a difficult time controlling your child. You may be a single parent who is doing the very best they can, granted. However, society demands that we do not allow 11-year-old children to commit very violent acts repeatedly over and over without at least something being done. And again, our goal here is not the incarceration of the mother. I don't think that makes the situation better.
Right.
It is simply to correct this behavior and see if we can get this kid on a path that can make him a good member of society, or at the very least, stop harming people on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, can I ask you, have you gotten any criticism from this?
Yeah, and I think, overwhelmingly positive, and people understand, but I think the people who just see the police as bad anyway, no matter what we do, are going to be a problem. So, and listen, every time you get criticisms, there's got to be something you can look at and say, can we do better? But, the law has handcuffed us, for lack of a pun, in dealing with juveniles. And it is very rare because often we don't see 11-year-olds or below committing violent acts.
Right.
This repeatedly, right? So, and it's not a crime we're going to use in perpetuity every time a kid steals bubble gum from the store. And again, this isn't that case, right? This is a kid who is placing thousands of people in danger by starting fires in an extremely public place. And again, I don't want to keep repeating the same crimes, but they are violent crimes, and crimes that, if they were adults, would carry severe penalties.
Mm-hmm.
So we're supposed to do nothing with an 11-year-old, and mom, who doesn't even know where the kid is and being home, is just allowed to get away with it as well. This is an effort to get mom services and cease the behavior that's been going on.
And again, there is help out there. There are parents who are in a situation like this and less can reach out for help.
I mean, we have a plethora of opportunities in the city, with whether behavioral health or mental health or just corrective actions. There are a number of county agencies, a number of not-for-profit agencies. The help's out there, but you as a parent have to take the onus upon yourself to go seek out that help if you're unable to control your child in your home. And if you're not going to take any steps for corrective action, unfortunately, you are going to be the one held responsible for those child's actions.
Yeah. All right. I do. I try to stop myself from saying this generation, because at the end of the day, yes, you have the law as a major obstacle, and the raise the age, all these things that New York State has done. But at the same time, you have parents who are, there are thousands and thousands of kids who aren't in this situation because their parents have control. But I almost feel like there's a portion of this generation that believes their kids can do no wrong, and if they do, they fear the kids won't like them anymore, so they can't punish them. I feel like we're upside down in the parenting world right now.
Well, I mean, everybody on this phone call is a parent, right? So stop being their friend and start being a parent.
That's exactly right. All right.
Works out a little bit better.
As always, we appreciate Lieutenant Mike Curley. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Okay. And I want to reiterate a couple times that Mike Gentile had said, defending the police department. You don't have to defend the police department with me. They were awesome. And I support and I just feel like their hands have been tied. Like in a situation like this, their hands have been tied so much that how are they supposed to accomplish anything, right? How are they supposed to be able to get the job done? And then you have frustrated police officers who are like, I can't do this anymore, and retiring and going on to something else. It's this kind of frustration that I think they're dealing with.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
All right, let's do Davey. We're going to take a deep breath.
I just was caught off guard. Everyone says you get criticism for being so liberal. Here you are defending the police department.
Listen, you're a flaming liberal if you're not on that person's side. They have no idea what they're talking about when they call me that, because I am no AOC. But, in some people's eyes, apparently I am. Davey, let's do Hobika's word. Talking about $150. Thank you for that today. Let's take a shot. How many? So $150 from Hobika. What caller number are you looking for?
Caller 7.
Seventh caller right now. Your chance to win $150. Caller number 7 at 315-736-0186. I want to tell you to go to the New York Sash website. And this week is your last week to sign up for their $25,000 home improvement. And, Jeff, you're not an employee here. You should do it.
You're right.
$25,000 home. What could you do with $25,000 in home improvement.
Oh, you asking me?
Mhm.
Oh, I could get new windows in my sunroom.
Windows, doors, siding, bathrooms.
Weather's changing. and
I
it
mean, I'm
becomes
saying
unbearable in the winter.
So you sign up. You got to go to their website and sign up for it. And there's a little button on the bottom that will say, you'll see a box you can hit that's Keeler in the morning or Keeler show, and check that box because it will enter you in a contest to win a $500 Blackstone grill.
Oh.
One of the new ones. A $500 Blackstone grill that could be yours, and it'll be given away right after Labor Day. So you have through Labor Day to sign up. So go to the website now at newyorksash.com, sign up for the $25,000 home improvement giveaway, and then check the box that says Keeler, and you'll enter to win the Blackstone grill. $500 grill. Brand new. Could be yours. All right, we'll do Habaika's free money question next.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Make this season all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. Visit Clinton Tractor on Meadow Street in Clinton to see the full line of Ferris mowers.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
It's hard to know what to do when you lose a loved one. You need someone you can trust to help you navigate all the options. Mohawk Valley Monuments has been providing comfort and delivering quality memorials in our community for over 95 years. Mohawk Valley Monuments has experience with all the local cemeteries, from simple grave markings to intricate family mausoleums. For personalized service, call us today at 315-724-7629 or visit us at mohawkvalleymonuments.com.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves. Make Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or find it in stores at CVS, Meijer, and now available at ShopRite.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations. Just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315 401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, I'll say portions of the program brought to you by Steve Poney Mazda. Ricky Z, the man. It's a Move to Mazda. More to Move You sales event at Steve Poney Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, CX-5s, 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-50s, 70s, and CX-90s. Rick says, come in. You can see the dealership for details. And as he says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. Mazda finishing up 2024, 16.8% in sales year over year because the brand is hot. Steve Poney Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. All right, it's time for Habaika's free money question of the day. A little late this morning. Got a little sidetracked. It is something that happens. I blame Manaski. Yeah, that's what happens. Good morning,
Wayne, what's going on?
Good morning, Wayne. William.
You always blame the delivery guy.
Always blame the delivery guy. Good morning, Wayne. Good morning.
What's up, guys?
Are you ready? Your question is somewhat topical, but a doozy, and I think I made a change to the question because there was no way you were going to get it, so I added you a little buffer. So I added you the within 5 years clause.
Oh.
All right, so whatever answer you give me, as long as it fits within 5 years plus or minus.
So that's a 10-year window.
Even better. Even better. 5 years plus or minus.
That's a 10-year. That's a 10-year cushion.
That's a 10-year cushion.
A whole decade.
Davey, I'm not going to make your 5820. You were right.
Yeah, I knew.
But I like to have the cushion just in case. I don't know why, Davey. I don't know why. Okay, Wayne, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here's your question. Herbert Sellner invented the tilt-a-whirl in his front yard in Minnesota. Within 5 years, what year was it invented?
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the
Hold on. Okay, I just hit the Habaika thing, and it's now a commercial.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Wayne, spit a number out.
1947.
I think that was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was 1908.
In the 20s?
You're going with 1908 plus 5 years would put you where?
1913?
1912?
That was what I was going to say.
It was
Are we talking about the playground one? Or are we talking about
the tilt-a-whirl, the real tilt-a-whirl? 1926. So
Wow.
anything from 1921 to 1931 would have worked. So, all right, I have 4 tickets to the great New York State Fair where they no longer host the tilt-a-whirl. I will also give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's $25 gift card. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. Wayne, as always, thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Right, you too, man. Stand by. 1926 was the year. Lots to get to next hour. Stand by. Coming right back at WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He could be sent to Uganda. Gianna Gelosi, Fox News. Kilmar Abrego Garcia has arrived at a Baltimore ICE facility. Immigration officials say they plan to deport him to Uganda after he rejected a plea deal to be sent to Costa Rica in exchange for pleading guilty to smuggling charges.
Family members and supporters are planning a prayer vigil and rally for Abrego Garcia, also outside of the offices here, including court-appointed special advocates, also known as CASA. In a statement, CASA's chief of organizing and leadership says, quote, Kilmar is being made an example of a martyr for having the courage to stand up to this administration's illegal deportation practices. They're throwing the entire federal apparatus at one father of three to prove that no one should dare challenge their authority. These torturous behaviors must end at once. Enough is enough, end quote. Abrego Garcia was released Friday from a Tennessee jail where he was being held on human smuggling charges. He was sent there back in June after being deported to El Salvador.
Now, that is Olivia Dance of Fox 45 Baltimore. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is eyeing Chicago as it looks to expand its effort to cut crime across the country. The city could get similar treatment to D.C., where 2,000 troops have been deployed.
The White House says there were 93 arrests in D.C., including 46 illegal aliens. In Maryland, next door, Governor Wes Moore has invited President Trump to visit Baltimore. Moore rejected the idea the guard is needed in his city with the second highest murder rate. President Trump has declined the invitation on Truth Social. Now, Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt says he welcomes federal support and more officers in the city of St. Louis, which, of course, has the highest murder rate in the country.
And that is Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says the operations would be unsustainable from a financial standpoint, claiming a cost of $1 million per day. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The Justice Department releasing transcripts and audio from its interview with Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell telling Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche she never witnessed any inappropriate activity by former President Bill Clinton or President Donald Trump.
I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody.
Also saying she is not aware of any Jeffrey Epstein client list and does not believe Epstein died by suicide. Maxwell, who is seeking a pardon or commutation from the president, is serving a 20-year prison sentence for helping Epstein traffic and abuse underage girls. Her lawyer, David Marcus, praising the DOJ for releasing the transcript and audio, saying people could judge for themselves. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Now, the DOJ turned over thousands of pages of documents related to Epstein to the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Friday in response to a subpoena. Ukraine's war with Russia rages on as the Eastern European nation marked its Independence Day yesterday. Fox's Marianne Rafferty.
Ukraine is stepping up attacks against Russian energy facilities. Kyiv is using drones to strike refineries and pumping stations, part of an effort to hurt Russia's war machine. And their efforts appear to be working. Gasoline prices are soaring across the country. Russia is also accusing Ukraine of launching attacks on a nuclear power plant. Officials say it sparked a fire that was quickly put out. Meantime, world leaders are showing support for Ukraine as the country celebrates its 34th Independence Day from the Soviet Union. President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping were among those delivering messages of support.
Now, President Trump continues his push to bring Russian-Ukraine leaders together to talk peace, but no date has been set for a potential summit. And Sinaloa cartel leader Ismael Amayo Zambada is expected to plead guilty to federal drug trafficking charges today before a judge in Brooklyn. I'm Gianna Gelosi. This is Fox News.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. New York State police officials have identified the 5 people who lost their lives last Friday in a tour bus crash. 1 person was from India, 3 from New Jersey, and 1 from Columbia University, a student from China. Investigators are asking the public to submit information or dash cam footage of the crash with the bus coming from Niagara Falls. The information can be submitted to New York State Police. Utica police have made a unique arrest regarding an 11-year-old boy involved in multiple felonies and misdemeanors in the city. Police arrested the boy's mother, 36-year-old Nurtul Mohammed of Utica, on charges of endangering the welfare and failure to exercise due diligence in control of the child. Lieutenant Mike Curley of the Utica Police Department will explain the arrest later this morning on First News with Keeler on WIBX. After 83 years, Private Harlan J. Hennessy was laid to rest on Saturday afternoon in his hometown of Boonville. Hennessy died as a Japanese POW in 1942 after being captured during World War II. A procession with hundreds of motorcycles, cars, flags, and people lined Route 12 on Thursday as Hennessy's body made its way to Boonville. Hennessy is the namesake for the VFW post 5538 in Boonville. No injuries reported after a line of severe storms ripped through the area and the New York State Fairgrounds on Sunday. The severe weather hit yesterday, bringing heavy rainfall and strong winds, and the entrance gate had to be closed for a short period of time before reopening. The two concerts planned for the evening event went on as planned. National Grid says about 1,000 people near the fairgrounds lost power, but service has already been restored. Day 6 of the State Fair with cooler, sunny skies expected today. Gas prices increasing slightly across the central New York region as folks get ready for Labor Day weekend. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.09. That's up a penny in the past week. It's also 4 cents less than what motorists were paying this time 1 month ago. Currently, the state average for gas is $3.15, and nationally, it's also $3.15. The New York State Racing Association is celebrating yet another successful Travers Stakes weekend. A crowd of more than 48,000 people saw Sovereignty become the first horse to win the Kentucky Derby, Belmont Stakes, Jim Dandy, and Travers all in the same year. The Powerball jackpot is now a whopping $750 million for Monday night's drawing. The grand prize will be the 10th largest of all time, and no one matched all 6 numbers in Saturday's drawing. Lottery players are still being urged to check their Powerball tickets since tickets sold in New York, Maine, and South Dakota matched 5 numbers to win at least $1 million each. In sports, the Mets were unable to complete their sweep after falling to the Braves 4-3 in their season finale from Atlanta. Mark Vientos slugged his 12th home run of the season after going deep with a 2-run blast. New York took 2 out of 3 and will host the Phillies for a 3-game set that starts tonight. The Yankees avoiding being swept by the Red Sox after securing a 7-2 victory in their series finale from the Bronx. Trent Grisham slugged a pair of solo homers. Jazz Chisholm Jr. went deep with a couple 2-run shots. New York snapped its 3-game skid with a win and will host the Washington Nationals for a 3-game set that starts tonight. Week 1 of the college football season is nearly here. Rutgers gets things started when it hosts Ohio Thursday night. Army opens the season Friday night when it hosts Tarleton State. On Saturday, Syracuse is visiting Tennessee at noon. UConn hosts Central Connecticut in the afternoon. New York City FC has won back-to-back games after shutting out FC Cincinnati 1-0 on the road. The Red Bulls come up short after being shut out by Charlotte FC 1-0, also on the road. NFL preseason over the weekend, the Bills beat the Bucks 23-19. All 32 teams have until this Tuesday to trim their active rosters to 53 players. The Jets, the Giants, and the Bills all kick off the regular season Sunday, September 7th. The Little League World Series in the U.S. final game, Fairfield, Connecticut Metro fell to Mountain Division, Nevada 8-2, and then Chinese Taipei won the International Championship 7-0. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
What a great treat we've got coming for the end of August, as this last full week here is going to be gorgeous. Still got a stray shower this morning, a little patchy fog, and then as we get into the afternoon especially, mostly sunny, 75. Tonight, 53. Plenty of 40s to the north to go around. Sun clouds tomorrow, passing shower, cool, 72. Everybody's in the 40s tomorrow night. Wednesday, sunshine, 72. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
We have just sunny skies, Manaski. Sunny skies and beautifulness. I mean, when you look at this studio, just look around. Isn't it beautiful and so pleasant to be here?
There's no sunshine in here. There's no
That's a good
natural light
point.
in this room.
And it's cold
I don't
again.
like it. I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's better like that.
I don't mind that.
Currently, we are at 64 degrees with sunshine. I got a bunch to get to. And did you know, I didn't realize this even was going to happen, but there is now a new marijuana cannabis dispensary in Holland Patton. Didn't know it. We're going to talk to those people coming up at WIBX.
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Cruise in to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out their sizzling lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. From sun-soaked road trips to everyday errands, all backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can score hot summer rates as low as 5.9% for 72 months on top models like the Chevy Equinox, Trailblazer, Traverse, and Malibu. Don't sweat the car buying process. Their family-owned team is here to make it easy and stress-free. You'll drive away cool, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But hurry, these summer savings are burning fast. You must take delivery by August 31st. Together, let's drive to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at StevePawneeChevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and servicing Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit bmecompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions, made simple.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group.
If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 a.m. 92.3 FM.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, I do have to say the Mets played really well this weekend, and they played even really well yesterday. However, they came up short, losing 4-3. This is the game. It's a game like that is a game you really needed to win.
Right.
It would have kept them 6 back. They're now 7 back. And but I almost feel like teams today, especially being analytics, the analytics are what the analytics are. And you don't make the gut decision that you used to. I almost feel like the analytics people are looking at it like we don't need to win we don't need to win the division championship. We need to get into the playoffs. You get into the playoffs and get hot, anything can happen. There are so many teams that get into the playoffs now.
Yeah, it's is it 6 teams or 7? Right now the Mets have the last wild card. It looks like.
Well,
a game and a half up on Cincinnati.
I feel like the problem they're having is they're playing well once again, but Philadelphia is playing really well.
Yeah. Well, Philadelphia obviously suffered a massive blow with Zach Wheeler, the former Met, going down with, I think it's Tommy John, but he's going to be out for the rest of the year.
And that is
terrible. I think it's the second time for him.
Huge blow. And a real break for the Mets.
Yeah.
Because he has been done. It's almost personal. It's like, oh, you got rid of me? Look what I'm doing, and now look what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's real good.
And then this young kid they have, McLean, the Mets have now.
Yeah.
I like him. I mean, he's had 2 solid performances. So we'll see where all of it ends up going. Here is Stefan, who's a major Mets fan. Stefan, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Well, hello, Bill, Jeff, and Davey.
Well, hello. Good morning. I heard you were on another radio station over the weekend, I heard.
Yes, I was. Now, I believe that the Mets need to call up more pitching from Syracuse because the rotation needs help. And that's how I feel. They need to start winning now because it's the stretch run right now.
Yeah, he's right.
No,
I'm not
right.
sure about how many are going to be called up. You got to get down to 53, right? Tomorrow or Wednesday. No. I'm thinking football.
Yeah, 53.
Sorry. I'm thinking football. By the way, in the NFL, they got to get their rosters down to 53.
Is it tomorrow?
I believe it's tomorrow. You plug all this stuff into your head and you just regurgitate it. It's like, oops, wrong sport.
Yeah. They'll expand to the 40-man roster
so the
September 1st.
Expansion for the Mets will give them that opportunity to be able to bring a few up, right? And might not be a bad idea. Maybe Clay Holmes needs to go back to the bullpen. What do you think?
Well, a lot of Yankees fans are listening going, yeah, we told you so.
Yeah. Davey, you told us so. Okay, anything else, Stephen? You were on what, the ESPN radio show or something?
Yes, I was, and I was also Friday at the State Fair out in Syracuse.
Yeah.
And one thing I know is that the food at the food stands are expensive. It's like $20 or so to get food as sausage sandwich and fries and a drink. It's around $20. That's not cheap there.
No, it's not.
Also, I went into the horse stadium, and saw barrel racing. That was fun.
Yeah.
And I stopped by the New York State Police stand and got myself a shirt from them that says NYSP, New York State Police. I wanted to support those guys.
Because you interact with them so often, Stefan. I would imagine you know most of those guys over there, huh?
Yeah, one of them knew me, and also I saw Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshine at the fair.
I heard that, and I will tell you that when you're playing these games, and it's not just in the state fair, it's the county fairs as well. Yeah. So you know the games you play that you can't win because the ball is too big for the rim. It's like $10 to play that now.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I would like play over and over and over again because I keep missing. I mean, it was okay when you were paying $1.50, but now you're paying $10.
Yeah.
$10. The toy that you're going to get is not worth the $10 that you spend, to be honest. But it is what it is. People do it for the. Did you have a favorite food that you ate out there at the state fair?
Well, he couldn't. It was too expensive, he said.
Oh, you didn't even eat anything?
Well, I did get the sausage, the sweet sausage and peppers with a side of potato chips and a soda, and that came out to about $20.
Wow,
Look, the price of everything has gone up, and I was just quickly going to mention that. Wow, I took my son to a fair recently, and I think. My father kept saying, I think those balloons are filled with helium because we could not pop them with darts.
I know.
They just kept ricocheting back at us.
You know, those balloons are actually made of the old hot water bags that you put. Remember that red hot water bag you'd put on your neck if you had a stiff neck? That's what they're made of. That rubber, I swear to God, they make tires for cars out of that rubber. Okay.
I will say one thing. While the price, it seems, of the games has gone up, I guess it's just because he was a kid. He was getting like consolation prizes even when he didn't win.
Okay.
So it would be like, it was $5 or $10 for 3 darts, but like he didn't pop any of them, but got a pair of sunglasses. I think because they realized that they're asking a lot now.
Yeah. Okay, Stephen. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Enjoy this beautiful day.
All right.
Bye, Bill and Jeff.
And the Mets play tonight, right, in Philadelphia or at New York.
They're at Citi Field tonight, hosting the Phillies.
All right, we got to win. Okay, thank you.
Bye, Bill.
See, winning 2 out of 3 doesn't get you really that far. You
No,
got to
it doesn't.
really sweep them here.
Yeah.
I think that is important. The one thing they do have at the State Fair this year is which, by the way, you'll want if you take a trip to Holland Patton, is the Dubai Chocolate Cream Puff.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently, it's quite a deal. I'm sure that's probably $20. But it is one of the top State Fair treats this year.
You know, I'd have to imagine that at some point they're going to incorporate, almost like you would do a wine tasting. Do they have a weed tasting? And should they bring it to the New York State Fair?
This is a really good question.
And you would be for that, I assume.
We have discussed that, having an opportunity to have cannabis displayed and exhibited.
It's all over the fair.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, you can smell it. I don't know if they're selling it, but
any area where you can smoke, you can smell it there.
Well, I used to take the vegetables and display them as a 4-H'er. I feel like we could have some sort of a competition of sorts amongst cultivators. That would be really fun.
Well, that might be coming. They do it for beer. Right. So in studio right now is Brooks Anderson, is the president of Twin Acres Estates, which is a family-owned cannabis dispensary in Holland Patton. I did not know. I just recently, Davey brought it to our attention.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the opening.
Thank you, Bill. Thank
All
you.
right, so talk about what it is that, we kind of know what you guys do.
Yeah.
But there's a whole different world today. This is, there's a science to it. There's different types of variations that might accomplish different things.
True.
Explain what it is that you have.
Sure. So Twin Acres Estates is actually a licensed microbusiness, which is a unique license in which Twin Acres, we control the seed, so from cultivation straight through to the sale of our products. The microbusiness license is required to grow cannabis, so we have grown outside. We have a 10,000 square foot canopy of nearly 300 plants on property. And
so that's different than most of these places.
A lot of folks are growing indoors. It can be effective either way. We just enjoy growing under the sun.
But I almost think like a lot of the dispensaries that are around the state they buy from a third party.
Right. And in fact, Twin Acres could sell to any of the adult retail dispensaries as well. We can sell our product to a processor. So it's really a neat opportunity to be involved in different areas of the industry, for sure.
Do you remember the do you remember the song by Jim Stafford? I'll have to pull it out. And it really kind of is a Holland Patton song, I think. Called Wildwood Weed. The wildwood weed grew wild on the farm. So there was a farm, and it ended up with, I believe the way the song went is it ended up where the two guys were being chased by the police, and they ended up falling into the pile of marijuana, and they just fell asleep, and the cops never caught them. I'll try to find that song, but it is interesting how you're on the farming, the agricultural aspect of this as well. So you know what's in the product.
Yeah, we obviously consume our own product, so it's important that it's safe for me and my family as well. You don't always know what someone's using, to cultivate. They may use different pesticides, herbicides. There's a process of flushing the cannabis plant of some of those things before harvest. And I do believe most cultivators who have a license have been really responsible. There's still a problem where other states have been able to bring product into New York, which is not legal if it's a cannabis product. And then the hemp thing also is a little bit of a wrinkle.
So what did you grow before?
We were growing organic produce. So we incorporated in 2018 and had the cutest wagon that was actually in the front yard of a friend of ours on French Road, and we were able to bring that to Holland Patton and sell our produce. So it was kind of fun, but not as financially lucrative, if you will.
So this is financially lucrative.
Well, we're still in the growing stages. We've only been open now since August 10th. We had to go through some rigorous inspection by the office.
By the way, we didn't get a lot of rain. It was very hot. Is this good growing weather for? There are some crops that do really well in this type of low rain, low moisture, high heat.
Right.
How does marijuana do?
We are fortunate to have a very good spring water supply. Cannabis does require a fair amount of water, but being dry has been beneficial to prevent different diseases. Powdery mildew is something you can get on a tomato plant. Similar thing can happen with cannabis. Yeah.
And then, so you do, are there various, so the seeds, you say, they're proprietary, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we actually, not at this point. In New York, at this point, the Office of Cannabis Management is not allowing the sale of seeds, plants, clones, until they've really ironed out the regulations for a nursery license. That was a recent announcement. We do germinate our seeds, and we also do cloning. So they call it a mother plant, which helps us keep our genetics.
And do you, so there are different levels, like some might be for sleep, one might be for, who knows what.
Right.
But some of these can be very, very strong as opposed to the marijuana of the wildwood weed.
70s and 80s.
Jim Stafford's marijuana.
Yeah, I actually feel pretty strongly that we're not interested in putting people on the sofa permanently, if you know what I mean. We're not we're not looking to make people couch bound unless that's something they really are seeking. We're especially interested in the terpenes, what you're talking about. You know, how does this particular strain help someone to maybe feel like things are a little happier, or maybe you are needing a little help to get to sleep.
Well, it's hard to criticize this when we just went through an opioid crisis.
Right.
I mean, and if there are variations of marijuana that could help someone handle pain,
right.
Boy, that would be a real help in a world where it's really bad.
Right.
And they cut you off the medicine, and then you're out on the street.
Yeah, so my son Bryce is here with me today. Both of us carry a medical card for cannabis for different reasons. He had back surgery and was able to avoid some of those addictive medicines. I've had Lyme disease, and it's helped me with some of the pain associated with Lyme. You know, as an adult use micro business, I'm not in a position to offer any sort of medical advice, but we do have literature available in the Bud Barn. And we do know people that can help as far as licensed providers who can to give
Call
you
it the
that
Bud
card.
Barn? I like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's a green barn.
The on Lyme disease, could I just ask you about that?
Yeah.
It can be horrible.
Yeah.
Lyme disease can be really, really bad.
Oh, yeah, and I wasn't diagnosed for about 1.5 years.
Wow.
So I lived with it for longer.
So
than I
agriculture,
should.
you're working in, outdoors,
Yep.
and you get a tick bite and you don't even realize it.
Yep.
It can be really, really bad. And children, it can be really terrible.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll bring your mic up. Go ahead.
I think it's going to take a lot of research just as a developing industry to really narrow down that medical help and what's
right.
what, you know?
Yeah. Do you do the gummies and the chocolates and the brownies and all that
At this
stuff?
point, what we have is flour, which is the most popular. We offer pre-rolls, and then my edibles are of the baking kind. So I have what's called popcorn. It's called Brookie's Caramel Escape. And
That's
I also
good.
have a cookie it's my original cookie, but we do plan to launch several flavors. And we're definitely looking to broaden our offering as we grow. We're just a small family business, so it's going to take a little time.
When you say flour, do you mean the flour you bake with, or
No, the bud is also called flour. In fact, my
I
funny
didn't know
story,
that.
my parents were like, but how do you get the cannabis in the flour? And
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
right.
we infuse butter.
Yeah.
But
So you can have a pot pizza, for God's sakes. with
Yeah,
that.
you
I
really
mean,
could.
yeah.
You really could
Yeah.
have some infused olive oil and have a good pizza.
Okay, so that is
that's
the flour
one thing-
with a W.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Flour with a W.
Thank you for clarifying, because that's a very fair confusion.
Well, and where you went into cookies,
The baking,
and,
yes.
the baking. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you,
All right.
yes.
Anything else? Any other questions?
Well, Twin Acres Estates. Where are you located? I know you're in Holland Patton, but what's the address? And you have a storefront right there?
We do, yeah. It's a very unique little green barn. We're located at 8890 Thompson Road. Yep. So just north of the Holland Patton High School, about 3 miles. We do have some yard signs out. We've tried to be very responsible about where we're advertising. We're not encouraging adolescent use without a medical card.
And one of the problems I had seen, we were in Denver before it was legal here, and they had like pop buses. You'd get the pop bus, the marijuana, I forgot what they called it, but the weed bus, I think they called it. The weed bus had like 8 stops. You get on the bus, and they provided the marijuana. The 8 stops were all for the munchies. So they go to a pizzeria, so they go to it was
Pizzeria,
all,
bakery.
That's what it was. We didn't do it. But
I'm desperate for Fritos. Please pull over to the
that's
nearest gas
exactly.
station.
I'm sure there was a 7-Eleven on the list, to be honest.
Probably.
But I'm just wondering, one of the problems they had there, and I don't want to expose something.
That's okay.
But one of the problems they had there was because the federal government didn't recognize it, you couldn't put money in the bank. And do you guys have, and I'm sure you have it all secure, that's a real problem, right?
It really is. We're hopeful for either a rescheduling, which would not only help with banking, but also research, or full legalization. It's hard to know where we're headed at this time. But fortunately, AmeriQ is a bank that's been very helpful to us. So we're not, so concerned about having wads of cash, which
So
could
you could pay with a credit card.
You can pay with it's a cashless
debit
ATM,
card.
so a debit card or cash at this point.
all
But
right.
we're hopeful to see that change
Okay.
soon.
All right. All right. Good stuff. Anything else you want people to know?
We're just really, really happy to have our community support and to have this opportunity. We are offering tours of our cultivation at 420 on Fridays and Saturdays. So we just ask either you purchase something at the Bud Barn or it's a $10 fee. And so far, folks look at these plants and are in awe because they've never seen a plant in the ground before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a real opportunity, a business opportunity. I'm glad
Isn't it so
that
funny
some local
that
folks
I'm
are
getting a
out.
call from True Green.
Oh, interesting. Not the same green.
A little different.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank
Good luck,
you.
guys.
Appreciate the
Good-
time.
Good luck. I'm sure you did very well out there. Thank you. All right, quick break, and we'll come back and wrap it up for a Monday morning at WIBX.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/fax. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TIRE for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TIRE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TIRE.
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Cruise in to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out their sizzling lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. From sun-soaked road trips to everyday errands, all backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can score hot summer rates as low as 5.9% for 72 months on top models like the Chevy Equinox, Trailblazer, Traverse, and Malibu. Don't sweat the car buying process. Their family-owned team is here to make it easy and stress-free. You'll drive away cool, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But hurry, these summer savings are burning fast. You must take delivery by August 31st. Together, let's drive to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at StevePawneeChevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. New York State police officials have identified the 5 people who lost their lives last Friday in a tour bus crash. 1 person was from India, 3 from New Jersey, and 1 from Columbia University, a student from China. Investigators are asking the public to submit information or dash cam footage of the crash with the bus. Coming from Niagara Falls, the information can be submitted to New York State Police. Utica police have made a unique arrest regarding an 11-year-old boy involved in multiple felonies and misdemeanors in the city. Police arrested the boy's mother, 36-year-old Nurtul Mohammed of Utica, on charges of endangering the welfare
and failure to exercise due diligence in control of the child. Lieutenant Mike Curley of the Utica Police Department will explain the arrest later this morning on First News with Keeler on WIBX. After 83 years, Private Harlan J. Hennessy was laid to rest on Saturday afternoon in his hometown of Boonville. Hennessy died as a Japanese POW in 1942 after being captured during World War II. A procession with hundreds of motorcycles, cars, flags, and people lined Route 12 on Thursday as Hennessy's body made its way to Boonville. Hennessy is the namesake for the VFW post 5538 in Boonville. No injuries reported after a line of severe storms ripped through the area and the New York State Fairgrounds on Sunday. The severe weather hit yesterday, bringing heavy rainfall and strong winds, and the entrance gate had to be closed for a short period of time before reopening. The 2 concerts planned for the evening event went on as planned. National Grid says about 1,000 people near the fairgrounds lost power, but service has already been restored. Day 6 of the State Fair with cooler, sunny skies expected today. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
What a great treat we've got coming for the end of August, as this last full week here is going to be gorgeous. Still got a stray shower this morning, a little patchy fog, and then as we get into the afternoon especially, mostly sunny, 75. Tonight, 53. Plenty of 40s to the north to go around. Sun clouds tomorrow, passing shower, cool, 72. Everybody's in the 40s tomorrow night. Wednesday, sunshine, 72. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186 or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
All right, in studio right now is Elizabeth Hoffman. She's the co-founder, along with Elizabeth, am I right, your husband?
Yes, my husband, Justin.
Co-founder, nice and tight on that microphone, of Hoffman Wellness Collective in Ilion. And also, Angela DeCarlis is one of the artists involved in this mural program, which gets underway today, this evening, actually at 5:30, later this afternoon. And Elizabeth, explain what it is, Where We Bloom, Ilion Mural Week, which starts today.
Yeah, so thanks, Bill. This is part of our Go and Grow summer series, which really focused on providing structured activities for kids centered around this location in Central Plaza and Franco's free lunch program. It's powered by a grant from the Community Foundation. So we've done things over the summer, like yoga classes, having the Zoomobile, but really wanted to bring community art into this space and reimagine the space as somewhere that people can gather and expose local kids to, building something positive.
Yeah. And Franco's does a free lunch this week?
They do. They have a really amazing campaign called No Child Hungry, and that is sustained through donations and just allows kids, if they're lacking that structure of school, to stop in, so then they can also partake in some positive activities in that area.
All right. And then Angela, you're one of about 8, 9, 10 artists who will be involved. Mm-hmm. Explain what your vision is.
So we really wanted a theme that was ideal for the area, bring some color, some life. So we went with nature. So all the artists are doing their own play on community and nature, and having those little bits and pieces that the kids can also help paint. And all these artists are established mural artists in the area, and it was an honor to be able to work with them again. They're great human beings, and a lot of them are actually from the Ilion Herkimer area.
And you may inspire a kid to get into art.
Yeah, because when I was younger, I started my company 10 years ago. Throughout my life, they always said art wasn't going to pay, a starving artist, all these things. And yes, that is the case in the beginning when you're starting anything. But in general, you can do it. You can have a career in the creative arts, and there's so many different niches that kids can get into and people can get into.
We were always told radio wasn't going to pay, and it turns out They were right. They were right. Okay, so tonight, 5:30 till 7 is Sparkle and Shine Family Dance Party.
Yes, so just playing some family-friendly music. We encourage people to, wear some sparkles, neon, just come down, watch the artists having this mural take place and enjoy themselves.
Tomorrow, Draw Your Dreams chalk event, so kids will be able to express themselves that way.
That's with artist Karen Kent, some guided drawing.
5:30 to 7. Wednesday is outdoor yoga.
It is. We have Wendy Ertz Chapman, who's an amazing yogi, coming down for yoga in the gazebo, and it's beginner friendly, so you don't have to be well versed in yoga to come enjoy it.
And then Thursday is Kids Corner.
Thursday is Kids Corner, so if you have a child who's maybe a little too young to jump in with a paintbrush, we're just encouraging people to come down. Even if it's a handprint or finger painting, they can leave their mark and be a part of the mural.
Nice. And then it's the rest of the year people get to enjoy the artwork that was created during all this.
Yes, yeah, we would invite people to stop down, whenever they can and grab food from a local restaurant, stop by, walk through, see the mural, and really enjoy it.
So a couple of quick plugs for both of you. First of all, Elizabeth Hoffman Wellness Collective. Explain what you do.
Sure thing. So my husband and I moved back to the area in 2019 and opened a gym, which was really wonderful timing right before COVID.
Yeah.
But through that, we came to do some strength training in our local school system through an SEL provided grant, which was wonderful. But we saw this opportunity to have an even deeper impact. So in 2024, we incorporated as a nonprofit, and this summer secured that wonderful grant funding from the Community Foundation. So we really focus on better health outcomes. So whether it's mental health through things like a mural project or just getting kids active and moving through more structured strength training and personal training, that's sort of our vision.
Right. Nice. Yeah. And then, Angela, you said you have a business and it's in art.
Yes. It's called Be Life Art Magic. So I am an artist, a muralist, and then I'm an integrative holistic life coach. So I work with women in wellness, women's retreats, different things. And I also have a shop in Old Forge in Space, a place for all things creative. It's a metaphysical shop, and there's 25 artists in that building as well.
Mm-hmm. Great stuff, guys. Good luck this week. And make make Ilion beautiful again.
Yes,
thank you.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, thank you. Quick break. We'll come right back.
Hi, folks. This is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Make this season all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. Visit Clinton Tractor on Meadow Street in Clinton to see the full line of Ferris mowers.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or low back pain, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we helped Tony.
Pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated, and now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. A whole new life, like sunshine coming on.
And here's Dennis.
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. Good Feet just took that pain away, and I could do my job, and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow's going to be. It's going to be positive, and it's going to be pain-free.
You deserve a better life, too. Stop into the Good Feet store today. We're located on Commercial Drive, across from Hobby Lobby.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, River Hills Properties is continuing to grow, and they are dedicated to the new housing movement going on here in upstate New York. There's a great need right now. We have more people moving here than we've seen in probably 50 years. And, of course, with Chobani adding 1,000 jobs, you have additional stuff happening that is just incredible up at the base, the Turning Stone, and then hopefully at some point all of the technology in Marcy begins to kick in and become in demand once again. So housing is really a big deal, and they believe this area is just a beautiful area, and people especially who come from out of town love it here. They have offices in Barneveld, Little Falls, in Copenhagen, in Utica, Newport, coming soon to Rome, and the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, in Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. If you're looking to be a snowbird and consider going south, even if for part of the year, River Hills can help you here and there. Completely committed to the services that are provided that other real estate agencies don't provide. Taking care of you from start to finish. It's all about the service. Call River Hills Properties today if you're interested in selling. If you're interested in buying, 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. And concrete, sidewalk work. If you're seeing a disintegration of the stone, the foundation around your home, this is a real problem that needs to be corrected before you allow it to get to the point of no return. And Brank can help. They do a tremendous job. They know what they're doing. They've been doing masonry and concrete work their entire lives. They'll get the job done right on time, and for the right price. Also, cellar basement windows. They have the best quality windows that'll keep the heat in and the cold out this winter, and they don't ever use wood. It's always masonry. The wood will rot. They have you covered with basement windows as well. It's Brank Construction. Call them today at 315-894-3481. 315-894-3481 for Brank Construction.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Couple deals. We heard from Chuck Lester this morning down in the valley. He was in Dowdesville leaving on Friday, and a mama bear already across the road, followed by her 3 cubs. It's really quite a sight. I wish I could put it up on the screen. I really can't. Check that out. And he says, I've never seen bears in the wild. I've never seen them crossing the road like this. And in Dowdesville, that's not that far up into the wild, if you will.
I was doing a game in Old Forge, town of Webb, and on my way back, there were 2 cubs crossing the road, which was alarming to me. And I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I hope the mother doesn't see me, because they get very defensive, understandably, and protective.
Were you out of the car?
No, I was in the car, but even just I kind of slowed down, and then I was like, I better get out of here.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're as afraid of us as we are of them, blah, blah, blah.
But it was like that slow down, like rub my eyes. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing here?
And you're right, though, but when a mother bear is near its cubs, that's when the protection mechanism kicks in.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty wild. Over the weekend, it was spectacular. And, Davey, you saw it on Thursday in particular. The cars and the flags and the people, the motorcycles lined up and heading up on Route 12 going up to Boonville was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, it started out at Tractor Supply of like over 300 motorcycles, and they had a state police escort from Rochester. Dave Only was there with the Boonville Police Chief Only, and everybody went up Route 12. It was a sight.
So Harland Hennessy became a prisoner of war during World War II with the Japanese. They did not treat our soldiers well at all. There was a death march. He ultimately died of starvation, and we were never able to recover his body. Now, with current DNA technology, it's incredible, and a program that works with the United States and Japan, it allows us to be able to identify the remains of these people. And incredibly, they were able to bring back
these people.
Harland. Sorry. All right, it's a good point. Able to bring back Harland Hennessy, the namesake, by the way, of the VFW in Boonville. On the line right now is Commander Jonathan Vino. Commander, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me back. You had me on last Tuesday,
yes.
and I put a shout out to the local community and anyone on the route from Utica to Boonville to come out and bring your flags and support us and come up to Main Street in Boonville if you were available. We knew it was going to be 7:38.
Yeah.
Kind of late, but I got to tell you, did people come out and did the communities all over support? And it wasn't just Utica to Boonville. The family had told me on the escort back there were people on the thruway, but all the way up through. You had fire departments on the overpasses, people all the way up through, and we had hundreds and hundreds of people show up to Boonville on Main Street to welcome them back. It was quite the sight, and the nephew John, living nephew John, told me, he said he'd never seen more flags in his life. Yeah. So it really meant a lot to the family, and it meant a lot to us. So that was Thursday night, and I just wanted to say thank you very much to all the community that came out. And then on Saturday, we had our celebration of life. We had the National Guard Honor Guard was up on the hill in the cemetery, and there's a Veterans Memorial up there. So he was out there. They did a ceremony up there, but then he was taken down the hill and laid to rest right next to his mother and father.
Wow.
Later that morning, which I think is very beautiful. And then we had a celebration of life. We had a really great buffet, awesome country. We had the small town big band from Cooperstown who played from noon to 2, and then from 2 to 4 we had some presentations and a few speakers, and then at 3 o'clock we had a flyover by a 1943 Fairchild PT-26, which was a one-prop warplane. They did about 4 or 5 passes, and they did what's called a wigwag, which is bidding farewell to a lost soldier. They did that over the cemetery and left. And then we closed the evening out with entertainment by Chuck Primo and the Yard Cats.
Wow.
So the end of the day was kind of fun. So overall, I want to thank everybody, including the veterans who volunteered their time and the community. And it was just a wonderful way to bring our namesake back home. So that's what I wanted to say.
what a great job you guys did, and to be able to give this the importance and the honor that it deserved.
Yes, and it was a beautiful thing. And again, thank you for having us. I do believe that the little media tour that we did really helped bring those people out, and so thank you to IBX as well.
All right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate what you guys did, John. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. You have a great day.
All right, bye.
Outlining that gave me chills. I'm glad it was a good community response.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. People are still asking me what is that treatment that you get with Dr. Chmielewski and Dr. Zielinski? It's called OMT, Osteopathic Manipulation Treatment, and it gets me in check for the entire month. You can call them now. They're in a pause of taking new patients right now, but you could, if you have been a patient, you could get this treatment, and you could also sign up to get it a little bit down the road. It's a life changer. Call them today at 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. All right, I have a whole bunch of a ton of comments, Jeff.
Yeah, we're out of time, unfortunately.
I know, but I've got let's see.
Come on, give me something good. Let's end on a high note.
I missed the
No
Hobica
pun intended.
I missed the Hobica Free Money question. Halbert Sellner invented the tilt-a-whirl in his front yard in Minnesota within 5 years. What year was it invented? Was the question. Sue, I volunteered the food pantry across the street from the Obelston. We have probably everyone there from one time or another. They all complain about how dangerous it is to live there right now. Big Honey, being a white man, I have been offended by Cracker Barrel's name for years. They need to change the name.
Good morning, Big Hottie.
Controversies and Leonard Skinner fan. No members of the current band were original members. You know what I mean.
Yes.
News is next, then Kill Me, we're back.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Gilmar Abrego Garcia turning himself into ice and arrest date. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. The case becoming a flashpoint in President Trump's immigration agenda after the Salvadorian migrant was mistakenly deported and then brought back to the U.S. and detained on human smuggling charges. Now he could be leaving the country once again.
He's been given a choice. If he pleads guilty to human smuggling charges, he'll be sent to Costa Rica. If he doesn't, it's Uganda. Abrego Garcia's attorney told NPR, I expect that ICE will take him into detention because, well, pretty much that's what they do. They have said they're going to try to deport him.
Fox's Doug Luzader. Maryland Governor Wes Moore pushing back as President Trump looks to expand his crime crackdown to more cities in addition to D.C. The Democrat inviting the president to his state for a public safety walk.
To President Trump, that stroll through Maryland meant a walk through Baltimore, and he did not like Governor Wes Moore's tone with that original invite. He wrote this, as president, I would much prefer that he clean up this crime disaster before I go for a walk there. Stop talking and get to work, Wes. Then I'll see you on the streets. Now, Governor Moore, he followed up with this.
The reason that I've asked the president to come and join us is because he seems to enjoy living in this blissful ignorance, these tropes and these 1980 scare tactics.
That's just as D.C.'s Democrat officials have done here, is to dispute the need for federal control of the police force, just like Governor Moore has been touting these falling crime rates in Baltimore after that pandemic spike.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff, a White House official confirming to Fox that President Trump is expected to sign an executive order today ending cashless bail by